Good afternoon. Here today on OGTV, Original God Television, Goddess Television, we're going to discuss the origin of the Tetragrammaton and those people who are called Hebrews or Israelites. Well, you see, it's been a shrouded mystery concerning the people that we call Israelites or Hebrews, also known as God's chosen people. Okay? And the Tetragrammaton. Well, we have to go back to Atlantis, ancient Atlantis. After the destruction of Atlantis, Tahuti, called Thoth, who was the teacher of the gods and goddesses, he transferred everything over to Africa, particularly Northeast Africa and Ethiopia and Kemet, called Egypt today. Okay, he took the sacred teachings and writings from Atlantis over there to Egypt, and yes, he made that Egypt over there being a capital of Atlantis, which is and was America to a greater degree. So also you can look at Atlantis being the whole planet at one time. So let's go back to like 1323, 1333 BC, during the time of the 18th dynasty. The 18th dynasty was a very rebellious time for the ancient Egyptian civilization, because they had the rebel pharaoh called Akhenaten, who, according to my research and others, Sigmund Freud wrote a book called Moses and Monotheism. Well, Moses was a cover name for Akhenaten, who caused quite a disruption in the ancient Egyptian way of life. And okay, he introduced during the 18th dynasty what is called the Aton, A-T-E-N or A-T-O-N. The Aton is associated with the mother star Sirius, which is about 8.5 light years from Earth. Okay? And in Ethiopia it was called the Medu-Ra-Aton, but when it was transferred over to ancient Egypt, it was called the Aton. And the Aton was basically the concept of the Most High, or the one God. And when King Tut, the son of Akhenaten, was born, he was called Tutankhaten. He had, instead of Tutankhamun, before he was called Tutankhaten, and after Akhenaten, whatever happened with him, when King Tut came to the throne, he changed his name back to Tutankhamun, honoring the hidden god Amun, where the word eventually became Amun-Ra. So today there's a group of people that are called the learned men, or Freemasons is one of their terms they use. And this is the today is called the Tetragrammaton. And the Tetragrammaton are 4 letters. Tetra means 4, tet means 4, ra, gram means word, aton, okay? And the aton was what some people call the Most High. And Akhenaten, he just got rid of all the other gods. He pushed them to the side, and he promoted the nothing but the Aton, or the Aten. And it caused quite a bit of uproar, and all hell broke out. And so that's where the story where you told in the Bible about Moses and the Israelites being led out of Egypt. No, that was Akhenaten and some of the followers, his followers of the Aton, which the Jews and the Freemasons, the Freemason are sworn oath, from what I'm told, to never reveal this name. Well, actually, some people call it the name of God, but I take it further. I say it's the name of the universe, as above, so below. The 4 letters represents the 4 elements: earth, wind, fire, water. It also represents the 4 fixed signs of Mazzaroth, which is Hebrew for zodiac. In Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 10, it talks about the 4 creatures round the throne of God, or the sun. The lion was Leo, the eagle was Scorpio, the bull was Taurus, and the man or woman, whichever one you choose, represented Aquarius. Now, the Aton also, that's why I said that the Aton is more than just a name, because it also represents the 4 seasons of the zodiac, and each season is 6,480 years, times 4 is 25,920 years, the great precession. You see, and look up the precessional year, because that's the time when there's great changes and things that are taking place on the planet. So now when you go back and you take a look at the Aton representing the 4 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, so that simply means as above, so below. Everything you see in this solar system is basically, you can call, when you add the vowels A and E to YHWH, is what some people say Yahweh, or some even say Yahuwah. So everything that we see in this biological universe is God. What I like to term God. I don't care if it's a pet, your husband and wife, your son and daughter. They're all little Yahweh. And this is a cult secret knowledge that's guarded by the Vatican and the hidden society, secret society people. You know, some called the Illuminati. Well, I'm a member of the new Illuminati. It's called Neo-Think. We've created a secret society, but it's not like the typical secret society, the secret societies that made some ripples during these last so many years. That secret society is of the world that's passing, and they're trying to hold on to dear life. And obviously they can't be wise men because their arms are too short to box with God, as they say in the South. But yeah, that was one brother that came to South Florida many years ago, and he revealed the Tetragrammaton. And I believe this brother went by the name of Ben Yahweh. He taught he served the basic information concerning the Tetragrammaton. It wasn't he didn't get deep into the Tetragrammaton because the 4 letters also represents the 5 Platonic solids, and the tetrahedron, the icosahedron, the hexahedron, and this is another one, ocosahedron. Then you have the one that represents the universe, called the dodecahedron. And there's some people that say that if I would have been living many, many years ago and revealed this information, they would have sought out to unalive me. Well, that's why I didn't show up many, many years ago. I showed up at the time that we're in right now, the great reset in the universe, and can't nobody stop it. It's because there's a saying that goes, there's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. So back to the Tetragrammaton, though, that's the history and the origins of the Tetragrammaton. It's connecting to Sirius, the star Sirius, and it was made very popular during the 18th dynasty, which were a dynasty of Hebrews, what you call Hebrews, because you had the Hebrews that were the Hebrews in Metatron, they wore what we call the Nimitz cloth that made popular by King Tut. Those were the Hebrew Israelite pharaohs, and it was because like the Hebrews, and so when the Hebrews originated out of ancient Egypt. So what the people who control these religions have done, they've created division, because almost all of your religions were started by man. You know, the Protestants, the Jehovah's Witnesses, Seventh-day Adventists, Baptists, the Mormons, they were all created by men, all of these religions. And I know some of you big-time religious Freemasons hate the fact that I'm revealing this right now, but don't take it personal, because this is the universe doing this. Again, there's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. And the information has been dispensed from all over the world, from all different types of people. So it's nothing you can do to stop this, because you can't. Your arms are too short to box with God. So you might as well just sit back. It will be less stressful for you to just go with the flow. Because for you secret society members, you Freemasons, I mean you so-called black Freemasons, I know a couple you so-called, that's what you call yourself, black. So I'm not black. I don't use the adjective. I'm a noun, a person, place, or thing. But I know a couple of you Freemasons, and most of y'all don't really know nothing, because you don't. And most of y'all don't even know the origin of Freemasonry. That come out of ancient Egypt. So everything originated by way of from Atlantis, America, to Egypt and Cambodia and Mexico, Peru. We had capitals all over the world that ancient societies and ancient technologies, all that stuff was very real. And so there's things right now that are happening on the planet that scientists can't explain. So there's a saying that goes, the mind is like a parachute. It works best when it's open. Most of you people that are closed-minded, you got a rude awakening coming from you. Most of you people that believe your God or your religion is better than the next man or woman's religion, you're the problem. Because 99% of you religious people don't have a clue of what I'm talking about when I explain the mystery and the origin of the Tetragrammaton. I have a Tetragrammaton medallion that I wear every now and then. And most of the people who learned, who's actually seen me wearing it, they always feel like, why are you wearing that? Because I can. Because it's mine to wear. I mean, the name is mine. I am the name. We all are, but I'm just real enough to express it. See? Truth is stranger than fiction. There's no religion higher than truth. Please believe that. And if you want to continue on your existence on this earth, regardless of your persuasion, racial or religion, you're going to have to put a lot of that stuff down and put it away, because humanity is seeking solutions. Because last time I checked, everybody was tired. And everybody is seeking a better way of life, because we need that. Humanity needs to be free. Humanity has been enslaved by the powers that be. And see, that's why we have the new Illuminati, Neo-think, because the current Illuminati was founded to an alternative to deal with the ruling class. And you still have those ruling class now. They say 99% of the wealth on the planet is controlled by the 1%. And to me, that just does not make any sense. One thing about me is that I hate to be cheated. I hate that with a passion. And I find out that a lot of people Here, they are riding on their ego. If you take that away from them, they're flatlined. They don't have nothing else to offer. And as a matter of fact, the ego is the hidden devil in mankind, humanity. You know, and so the best advice I can give you is to be humble and learn all you can, because now's that time. And reach for your stars, man, and shine your light, because there's someone walking in darkness that can use your light. So the question for me to ask you is, how do you complement someone's life? How do you make a person feel a little better? Because we all ought to be inspirational to each other. And we need each other, man. We all on this rock together. And there's a certain group of people whose time is up. And they're fighting tooth and nail to keep their system and their way of life going. But the only thing that's constant in the universe is change, and change is supreme. So you're gonna have to throw out a lot of the education that you've been taught, because you all been taught backwards. You know, through religion, you've been taught lies. Through history, you've been taught lies. You know, even geography, they lied to you, because, I mean, we've been taught that this is the land of the free, the home of the brave. I like to say the land of the slave, the home of the slave, because that's what it is to me. And, you know, just study, because what I just revealed concerning the Tetragrammaton has never been revealed before. Most people that know something about the Tetragrammaton, most people have never even heard of that. So, you know, I just find that really interesting, that when I say in Hebrew, Yud He Wah He, no one knows what I'm talking about. I just said what you can transliterate to Yahweh. You see, and we were never taught any of these secrets. Why? Why do you Freemasons take a sworn oath to never reveal the personal name of the universal God, Father, Mother? Why you never taught this? So, you know, we're glorifying Jehovah and Jesus, which are two names less than 600 years old, because the letter J is the most recently added letter to the English alphabet. So prior to the 1600s, there was no Jeffrey, there was no Jerome, there was no Joshua, there was no Jesus, because there was no letter J in the Hebrew language. You see? So I understand that there's some solid people that honor Jehovah and honor Jesus, and as it should be. But I'm a person that deals with energy, so I'm not really too caught up on their name any longer, because I've been down that road before. And I met a few people that acknowledged the Tetragrammaton, but they were They were, I wouldn't say wicked or evil. They just wasn't cut for me. Put it like that. I had to bounce. So, but you know, for you people that live by the Bible and swear by the Bible, how about you take 2 Timothy 2:15 and study to show yourself approved, not your husband, not your wife, but yourself approved, because the Bible commands you to do that. So ignorance is no excuse for not knowing, because we're in the information age of Aquarius. And you know, what they didn't tell us is that the age of Aquarius is written in the scripture. What they didn't tell us is that the age of Aquarius is the information age, and the motto for Aquarius is I know. So I don't believe nothing anymore. I'm just trying to know the little bit that the little that I'm possibly, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but I'm just blessed to know the little that I know. Or blessed. Because I don't like blessed, because I'm not be less. So I say bliss. But, just study, man. That way you can't be, nobody could pull nothing on you. Because until I started studying these things, it was like I had low self-esteem. Yeah, I had low self-esteem, yo. I had to learn the hard way. I studied, and I studied, and I studied. I wanted to find out. I was looking for answers, to all the challenges that we have. Because when you really think about it, it shouldn't be such a challenge to just live in peace. But then you got people that gets paid off war. So they get paid off our misery. When our children are damaged by this society that we live in, because this is a very low vibrational society, and a lot of us are hurt, a lot of us are injured. So the best thing I could tell you is go and do research, because I didn't know that America was the original Egypt. I didn't know that this was Atlantis over here in the west coast, where the great mother civilization called Lemuria. I wasn't taught none of this in school, and they still not teaching it. So that's why my son was homeschooled, because I didn't want him to get deceived by this Western education, which has a lot of people deceived, because in the Western civilization we're given limited information. Why? Because knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And under the current system of things, man, we got to get rid of all this stuff. That they need to teach a new curriculum. We need to come up out of this whole matrix and study to show thyself. So again, back to the Tetragrammaton, the sacred personal name of what they call God, what I call the universe. And I think I've said enough. I'll come back again and we'll do this again. Peace, love, and primordial light.